If starting your website re-platform or redesign is on your to-do list for 2024 and you just can't get started, don't hesitate. This is not one you can sleep on in 2024. Make sure you chat with the team at Convert Digital. They are a leading Shopify Plus partner with teams in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Convert Digital have developed amazing sites for great e-commerce brands such as Camilla and Mark, Naked Harvest, Gander, Cocoa Black, 2XU, Superdry, and more. Don't take my word for it. Head on over to convertdigital.com.au to view their work or reach out directly to the team on hello@convertdigital.com.au.
Welcome to The Checkout. We catch up with previous Add to Cart guests and ask them 5 quick questions to get to know them better and leave you with a little extra inspiration to get through your Friday. Here's your host, Bushy.
Today's checkout features Alexandra McNab, the Chief Operating Officer of Baird Footwear. Founded in 2008, Baird has grown into one of Australia's most respected and successful retail brands with a focus on quality products, sustainable practices, and a new level of customer delight. Alex, welcome to the checkout. Thank you for joining us. We had a great chat with yourself and Jordy from Shopify all around what you're doing at Baird, including international expansion and some great products, your sustainable journey and your journey into Soho in New York, which is very exciting. But we're here to learn a little bit more about you. So I've got 5 quick questions.
Go for it.
Number 1, what is the weirdest thing that you've ever bought online?
It was when I was pregnant and I bought a cheese toasty maker and a 24-pack of Kraft singles for express delivery at 9 p.m. at night because I really, really needed a Kraft cheese toasty and I haven't eaten one since. It was a one-night thing.
Did it hit the spot at the time?
Oh, did it ever. But haven't touched them since.
That's great. What a craving. All right, number 2, who is your favourite retailer?
Look, someone I think who's doing it really well, and they're a little Melbourne-based brand. They make laundry detergent. They're called The Dirt Company.
Oh, yeah.
And I like their story. I like what they're about. I like the way they message what they do. The product is great. Like, I don't need 5 laundry detergents, but somehow I have all 5 because, the product's good and the packaging's nice and it looks nice. So I just think they've got a good little thing going there.
Yeah. And you mentioned your international expansion into the US. Are there any other retailers that you look up to on the global scale that you go, if we got to this, I'd be really happy?
The ones that I like in Australia, I think Mecca does a really good job. I think their branding and I'm sure everyone says it, but I do think their branding and their store experience and the way they blend the online and the in-store is pretty phenomenal. And, there's so many people who ride or die by their beauty loop. They've got to be doing something right. Oh. Internationally, I try not to shop internationally as much. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I'd say Mecca.
Yeah, great example. All right, number 3, which e-commerce practice do you wish was history?
Oh, you have left something in your cart literally the second you leave the website.
Yes.
I'm okay with it 24, 48 hours later, but not the second I leave. That's so annoying.
Is that how you set it up at Baird? Do you have the abandoned checkout?
Definitely not the minute we leave.
I guess too, because your product's so different, right? You probably need a little bit of thinking time and
yeah.
All right, number 4. Can you recommend a book or a podcast that our listeners should immediately get into?
I'm a big book reader,
cool.
one. The thing that I most recently read and really loved was Radical Candor by Kim Stewart. That's a fantastic leadership book, and it's leadership for people who like people. I think it's worth a read.
What did you take out of it?
Well, just the value of being upfront and honest with people, and I think a lot of leadership books are about don't get too close, be professional, whereas this is almost the opposite. It's like the more you know and the more you care about your people, the better your work relationship can be with them, which is something that I definitely think.
And is there then the balance of, yes, get close and get personal, but also deliver honest feedback when needed in good faith?
Yeah, that's exactly it. If they feel close to you and they feel like you have their best interests at heart, any potentially negative feedback or blunt feedback is received with this person has my best interests at heart. It's not that they're out to get me. It's I trust them, what they're saying, I will trust that too.
Beautiful. And I know there's a lot of people that do struggle with that because they are real people and they've been put in places, where they're now managers, where they weren't managers before, and go, oh, now I'm managing a team that were friends and now I've got to manage them. How do I do that? So that sounds like a great suggestion.
Yeah, no, it's a great book.
All right. Last question I have for you, Alex. Finish this sentence. The future of retail is?
International expansion for us. I'll say that. Look, I think the future of retail is experience. What's always set it apart, and it will continue to set it apart, experience.
And like we said in the main episode, I think Baird is really leading the way with experience. And we heard about how you bring together online and offline customer experience. And what I especially loved is the faith and the trust that you put in both your team members. We talked about, giving them discretion to give discounts when needed. And, there's no formal training. It's be yourself, look after people, but also customers where you talked about there's the ability for them to keep an item that might not fit, but also we'll send you out a new pair to try before you send back the old one. So I feel like what you're saying there is, have that faith and look after people.
100%.
Yeah, great. Alex, thank you for joining us on the checkout.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
To hear more from Alex, jump back into episode 393, where Alex is joined by Jordy Heis, Senior Retail Product Consultant for Shopify in Australia and New Zealand, and they discuss all things Shopify POS. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep adding to cart.